Welcome back, guys, and today I want to talk about Viagra and its use within bodybuilding as a pre-workout drug. Is it worth the risk? What are your thoughts on this here? Now, everybody knows what Viagra happens to be. Everybody knows it's an erectile dysfunction pill that is very, very effective, and it opens up the blood vessels. So obviously within bodybuilding, whenever you're training, you want to get as much blood flow into the muscles as what you can, and Viagra helps in the pursuit of a powerful, powerful pump. Now, the pump that you get within Viagra in the gym is one that would be comparable to, I would even go as far as to say, it gave me pumps that felt as hardcore as Anadrol. Now, first off, we should probably have a look and see exactly what Viagra happens to be. Viagra was created by Pfizer to treat high blood pressure and angina, which is a chest pain associated with coronary heart disease, and the drug was classified as a UK 92480. And later in clinical trials, patients reported increased erections with several days of the actual drug use. After some more research, it was found to be extremely useful for men suffering from erectile dysfunction. The very simple method in which Viagra does act in the body is by raising nitric oxide content within the blood, which obviously increases blood flow. I remember the first time I ever took Viagra for pre-workout. It's going back a number of years. I took 25 milligrams, I believe it was, and it usually took effect after about 1 or 2 hours for me personally. And I always remember the pumps being from the Viagra to be very, very intense, very agonizing. To an extent, I would actually compare the pump from Viagra to be similar to Anadrol. Now, as for my own personal experience, would be that it was similar to Anadrol. And of course, at the end of a heavy arm day, for example, and your arms are absolutely agonizing. Forearms, I always remember the pump in the forearms was incredible. It's very hard to describe what the pump in the forearms would have been like unless you've been through something similar. And I remember that I couldn't even get in the changing room after working out, and you're heading back to get a shower, and I remember not even being able to get my shirt off. I was just so fucking pumped. Unbelievable pumps that you do get from Viagra. Now, of course, everybody knows that supplement companies do sell nitric oxide products that are probably very, very, very weak. There are some downsides to using Viagra, one of which actually stopped me from using Viagra for pre-workout was simply the headaches. I remember being in a hotel room, we were away, we'd been training, and later on in the hotel room, maybe about 4 hours after training, the crippling headache, it was absolutely horrible. I still remember that to this day. It was just a very, very horrible experience of the blistering headache. Now, I wouldn't really use it for a pre-workout anymore, simply for the fact that I think there are a lot of products on the market now, a lot of pre-workouts that can sort of give a similar, obviously not an exact replication of Viagra itself, but there are some really decent products on the market, especially the Sledge and Hammer product from Sephiroth. Excellent product. I get really mind-bending pumps from that there. Now, there are some side effects beyond headaches that do happen to people taking Viagra for workouts, and that is simply that it can increase your heart rate, which can result in permanent heart damage. Is it likely to happen? It also depends on the person, and of course that can also lead to the heart attacks, etc. Another side effect of it is it does lower your blood pressure. So if you do have an underlying heart condition, your blood pressure could drop so low that you do end up with a stroke or a heart attack, and that's obviously going to really affect your gains. So you do not want to have a heart attack or a stroke within the gym. One major misconception that people do have to realize about Viagra is the fact that whenever you do take it and you go to the gym, is that no, you will not have a boner in the gym. You will not be walking around here poking people's eyes out. It simply opens up the blood vessels, allowing for your blood to flow more freely around the body. So you will definitely not be poking out any girl's eyes in the gym. Now, using Viagra is like everything within bodybuilding. If you use it within moderation, it can be perfectly safe for most people. Most people who have took it for working out have not had any major side effects. You know, maybe you might get a stuffy nose, you might get headaches. Uh, I've heard of some people getting a little bit dizzy, but then that can be obviously low blood pressure, etc. But it's like anything, you gotta stay safe. You gotta know your body. You have to be able to, if you're going to be taking any sort of steroids, any sort of performance enhancing drugs, you really should be getting yourself checked out, getting your blood work done, and trying to stay on top of your blood pressure, making sure everything is okay, and going from there. It's obviously all about educating yourself. You need to be educated, you need to be aware of what's going on, and you need to be self aware of what your body is trying to tell you. With that being said, you know, take some Viagra if that's what you want to do, and go have some fucking awesome workouts. That's just how it is.